Okay, so in this video, I will introduce the histogram, this command. This can help you to create the histogram graphs. So please see the C6 graph do file. So it's useful if you want to explore the single continuous or discrete variable. So just one variable. And you can use histogram to do that. And sometimes you can just put the variable name. So it looks like this. Histogram, the variable you want, and there are several options you can use. And I will explain some useful commands, some useful options. So for example, you want to show the distribution of your family income, total income. This is total income in the data set. And you can just use histogram this variable. And before you do that, you can use some summary, try to understand the distribution of that variable. It helps you to determine which interval you should focus on. Okay, so you can understand. So if you open the do file, you will see like this summary, and you will know the maximum is this value, the minimum is this value, and the median is this value. So you can just based on this information to decide which interval you want to focus on. Okay, so for example, you just want to focus on the family income between 0 to 60,000. And you can decide after comma is the option. You can decide how many number of bars you want to create, how many interval you want to create. So 100 means you create 100 interval for over these $60,000 dollars. So it's kind of like each interval represent 600, for example. And percent is show the percent instead of density. But there are several ways you can choose percent, frequency, fraction, or density. So it depends on you. Okay, so if you do that, you will generate something looks like this. Okay. So it's just graphing. So very similar. So it will show the total family income and the percent of each interval. So for example, this interval maybe 10,000 to 10,600 is around 1%, 1.8%, for example. Okay. So you can put more and more things. That's just a very simple graph, and you can put more things. For example, you want to show how does this distribution with the normal distribution. So you can just put normal, then will generate a normal distribution. So it looks like this, general distribution. And there are more things you can put in. For example, you can put a title and subtitle. And sometimes if you put too many things, you need to 3/. Try to make them belong to the same command line, but you can type across different lines. Okay, that's better for you. So title is the biggest title. Subtitle is just kind of like a complement to that title. Try to explain more things. And you can put notes, or caption. Okay, so it looks like this. This is note, this caption, and this title, subtitle. Okay, and so this is example. So this is tell you the source. So sometimes you put notes to let readers know where is the data source, and this is the title and subtitle. Subtitle represent that year to make reader more understand what does this graph means. And Another very important thing is your Y title and X title. That is your axis name and Y axis name. Okay, so that is this and this. So you can also specify. Okay, or you don't want, you just put this. Okay, good. And the label is also very important to show the change across axis or y-axis. Okay, so X label you can start from 0, increment 10,000, 60,000. Okay, so put this is initial value is 0 and 5, increase every 5 units to until 100. Okay, so you can type this X label, Y label. So it show thing here and here. Okay, and you can decide the increment, how many is the increment. Each just 10,000, 10,000 increment. That's you just show here, right here. And if your data is the discrete, like one male, two female, you can also use histogram. But I would suggest use bar, the graph bar. That I will show later. But it's still possible you can use histogram to do that. So X label, 1 means male, 2 means female. So it will generate like this. Okay, so that's, oh, and another is the density. Density is also quite useful. You can consider the density is kind of like smooth histogram. And you can put each density, just use $3 as a bandwidth, try to draw the graph. So that if you do that, you KD density, you will show like this. So instead of a bar, they will show the smooth function to draw the graph like here. So that's the exact similar things, okay? And compare with normal density, okay? Okay, so that's for the histogram.